So welcome, monthly monos. This is Serena. These two rows. Don't look at these ones. Not this one. These two. Serena. This is I think it's what, one of the older lines of monos, I believe. It's their
It's been
baby.
around for a while.
Yeah, 60% baby alpaca, 40% Pima cotton. It's like a DK weight. In cotton and alpaca, it's one of those where it's a bit of a changeling. You could knit it at a sport weight most likely. And there's this really neat pattern that I'll show you. There's a couple options in how you knit it, and I really like that construction, so we'll go over that when we get there. It's really soft, comes in these great soft heathered colors. It is 170 yards per skein, 18 for the space dyed, and 1750 for the solid colors. And they've gone through and they've whittled their collection colors down a little bit, but they've also added some really nice new ones. So I think there's still a solid base where they covered most of your colors. They're gonna have something in Serena that appeals to everybody. It's a nice drapey, so much drape, beautiful drape. It's thinner and it's lighter, so it's going to be great for summer, spring, but also transitional stuff. It's really, really fun yarn. Serena. And do we have any questions about the yarn specifically? I think the cotton gives it the alpaca a little more structure, you know, because alpaca wants to kind of grow and cotton wants to kind of grow too, but it's got a little bit more hold. So it won't be elastic. It won't, you know, kind of snap back, but it'll have beautiful drape. So that's the yarn. And we've got lots of patterns, and I'm so excited about all the patterns, especially because there are 2 crochet patterns. Always happy to have some crochet. But there's some really nice garments in here. So I'm pretty excited about the garments. This is one of the newer ones. It is called Dudleya. Of course, I put it on the body, so I can't show you this up close. It's a little tee. This is one of the ones designed by Grace Akram. She does a lot of really cute patterns. Another one of those, kind of like Elizabeth Smith, where she does clean lines, simple, fairly straightforward knitting, but with really nice details and finishing aspects. So, you know, here it is, a beautiful, you know, very simple garter body. This one is knit from the top up in 2 pieces. The back is worked exactly like the front, except that there's a slight height difference. So you're going to have a nice little split hem, almost like a little tunic detail there. Of course, you can opt out of that. You can make them exactly the same and seam it down to the bottom. You can make this much longer, this much longer. You would just alter how much you knit before you then change for the sleeves. So it's knit in 2 pieces and seamed. And then you've got this really nice, simple stockinette V panel with a border here and this fun little rolled edge boat neck. And of course, your little turned sleeves. How cute is that? As a little summer tee. Very nice. The garter, it's knit kind of on larger needles. What is it actually knit on? On kind of larger needles. So it's open and airy. It's drapey. It's really light, really light. This is such a light piece. So it'll be perfect for summer, late spring nights. It's great.
And I'm just jumping in just to say, I'm not going to share the screen very much because our connection is weak enough. But all the patterns and all the yarns that you're going to, and the kits you'll see today, Belle is all on the website.
Yes, and I did pull up, I will get fancy and show you the kits. I did pull those up, but we'll wait for the kits. I'm probably just going to breeze through and show you the patterns, and the patterns are all online. We can maybe look at them afterwards if we're interested. I can show you where to find them. I think we all know where to find them now, but yeah, so cute. Just look at that drape. I think some yarn just fell in the back and startled me. Okay. So that's Studlia. Oh, I'm gonna jump to this one next because I liked the way it was constructed. This was actually a last minute addition. One of the patterns I requested, we do still have the pattern on the website. Of course, I'm not prepared. I can't remember what the name was, but instead of that one, we got sent this, which is the Tyler. It is still very cute. It's got these nice little pleated shoulders here. I think that's adorable. A top. And what I thought was so neat, and this is the versatility of this yarn I was talking about, is this piece is held double for this one particularly, but in the instructions, they say you can hold it single and still use the same needles and the same gauge, and it works out. So this is kind of thick. It's still got that beautiful drape, but it's definitely going to be a little heavier. So if you want it lighter and a little more airy, you just take it down to holding it single strand, and everything else stays exactly the same, which I thought was really neat. It really shows the versatility of this yarn. So I thought this piece was really cute. It's an older piece, but I think it's kind of fun and timeless. And these little puff sleeves are definitely coming back. They're not nearly as tricky to do as you might think. Fun piece. I like this a lot. Here's another one. We've got a marled piece that I will show you next. Because this one is held double, you could also do a marled technique with this if you wanted to do it in the thicker version, or if you just wanted to do it in the single strand version where it's nice and drapey. You can just choose one color. I think this would also be cute in stripes.
Is it knit top down?
This one I believe is knit top down. Of course, I looked at every single one of them before I pulled this up, and sorry, I'm going to take too long. But I overloaded my little brain. I think most of them were bottom up, actually.
Because it looked like it had raglan sleeves, so I was wondering if it was top down.
Yeah. Nope, that's a Lyceum, Amaryllis, Tyler. And you could be right. I think I just got super excited at the fact that it was held double or single at the same gauge, knit on a US 6. No, you're working from the bottom up. Yes.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of these, yeah, if I was remembering correctly, a lot of them, you'd almost think they would be top down, but most of the ones I'm going to show you, I believe, are knit bottom up. So you get to the point.
Is it circular?
This one is circular. The other ones will be seamed. Nope, this one is seamed.
Oh.
They are all seamed and knit bottom up. I think there's only one that is knit top down in, well, it's knit flat, but you don't do any seaming. So it's kind of, I think what that does, especially with this cotton and alpaca, seaming garments is going to give it a lot more structure and hold. So it's not going to, a lot of times when you knit in the round, you'll find that the whole piece kind of twists on you. It's going to shift. So adding seams to the sides is going to give the fabric a lot more structure and durability when you've got yarns that are kind of slinky and stretchy like cotton and alpaca. So adding seams where you can is actually helpful. Maybe not our favorite to knit or to seam up, but the garment will do better in the long run for it. Here is the piece that is again held double. This one, they are playing with the marled effect. This is a new one, Amaryllis. You can't really see it there. This is an Elizabeth Smith knits pattern, one of our favorites. We all know Elizabeth Smith. So again, it's those simple, clean details, straightforward knitting, but really nice accents and finishing bits. So you're going to, this one is a true classic raglan shaping, in one piece raglan shaping, I should say. Knit from the top down. You're going to knit the sleeves in the round. knit to the bottom. You do pick up and knit your collar.
Mm.
Everything else is knit in. Yeah, the collar goes sideways. It's a garter stitch. So once, you know, you got to pick up some stitches, but once you do that, the knitting is really straightforward. So that's nice. And you've got this beautiful detail, a little eyelet, super simple.
Mm.
It's a flattering little A-line. There's some subtle shaping on the sides. So you've got an A-line piece. There's also some subtle shaping down the front. So it's not just a straight, you can see that shape comes down in instead of just cutting down. You've got some nice shaping. I like that the collar goes up kind of high on your neck. And with this marled effect, so you can do all one color and just have it doubled and you've got a really nice outer sweater. Or you can play with the colors like we have done for our kits for this one. Now I'm gonna get fancy. Share my screen. Oh, look at that. Like I know what I'm doing. So Amaryllis kits. Again, as always, feel free to come up with your own color combo. We are happy to work with you on that. There are lots of colors here to play with. Here's your, again, Manos has a great bust size range. This is actually, they're ever expanding it. This one, this is pretty good bust size range. And so we've broken up into size 1, size 2, size 3, and size 4. These are when the skein amounts increase. So when you go to order your kit, so here, that's the pattern by itself. Here are the kits. So here's your sizes, and you can still reference that. It's a little squished down here, but you can still see that down here. That'll give you the correct skein amount. And then here's the model combo. Oh yes, this was another learning, a learning moment. I was learning how to make these kits. So some of these names are a little uninspired because they were on the fly. So this is the very radically named Cool. What I tried to go with based on the initial pattern was this kind of tonal feel where you've got a marled effect, but it's not a really, I'm not contrasting, there's contrast, but it's not, you know, in a whole different color bracket. I wanted to go kind of tonal with these. So you've got a darker color and a lighter color that are pretty much in the same family. So that's the Cool. This is Gem, a nice little lavender violet. And so they'll play with each other, you know, this will brighten the light one and the light one will take this down a bit. So you can find that nice middle ground, or you can have fun and do, you know, 2 dark colors that'll be very subtly marled. I think this will be beautiful. I called it casual because you could wear this with anything. It's gonna look like it's made to go with jeans, but you could throw it on with anything. This is a beautiful color. Then there's rhythm and blues. Again, you know, classic kind of throw with your jeans. This would be your go-to summer evening jacket all summer long, as long as it's not 100 degrees outside. Country, English country. I'm always picturing English cottages in my mind. So anything that remotely calls up, you know, ivy climbing down a rambling garden or path or some such. Jumblebirds. And then beach. This is one I did kind of jump out a little bit of that tonal collection, and these are, you know, not exactly in the same color bracket, but I think this is a really fun combo. I love that color. What is that color? I think it's the it's either the Marsala, I think it's the Marsala, or the cranberry. It's a beautiful, subtle, kind of rosy red color, and I thought that was really nice, paired with this beautiful beige color that'll go with anything. So that's the Amaryllis kit. Now, oh wait, Oz. Oh, never mind. It's We didn't cover stop sharing. All right, so Amaryllis kit. That's this piece. Love this little top. Any question? Going to the next one. There were a lot of garments in this one. Actually, there's just a lot of patterns in general, a lot of garments, a lot of accessories. It's a beautiful yarn. Like I said, the yarn line's been around for a little while, so they do have a nice grouping. There's a nice database of patterns. And of course, we can get you any of these Manos patterns from Fairmont Fibers. This is Lyceum. They never really focus on there. Sorry about that. This one is held single, so it's lighter, it's drapey. It's kind of, you know, it's a very comfy, casual top. Put it on there. On the mannequin there, you can see the drape. It's just really nice. And it's got this line detail here. You've got some really nice, just by the shaping and this finish on the neck. Very nice, solid neck. It's a firm neck, so it's not going to, you know, totally stretch out on you. So it's really nice. Very simple, kind of drop shoulder. There is some shaping on the sleeves, though. There's some thoughtful details. There's a little bit of short row shaping on your shoulders, so it's not totally, it's not a super boxy drop shoulder, but still very easy to knit. Bottom up construction, seamed. This one comes with a tutorial on how to do a cable cast on. And they explain to you that because it does, you can see it's a bit more substantial. It's a nice finishing detail. And I can hold that up closer if we want. So it's worth, if you don't know the cable cast on, it's worth learning and giving a try because it will give the finished piece a slightly different look. It is intended to have this nice edge. And really the cable cast on's not that tricky at all. I believe in all of you, you can all do it. And then this, I love this little sleeve detail. So it's these very simple, easy to do details that give it a bit more thoughtfulness while still being very simple, straightforward construction. Here you've got that line down the back mimicked again that goes on the sleeves and down the front. Some simple shaping on the side there. So you've got a very subtle, we're just not centered very well, are we? You've got some subtle A-line shaping, which is going to be flattering to pretty much everybody. So I really like this. It's a very simple go-to, throw on with anything kind of sweater, light and drapey. And I think because it's simple and it's just beautiful stockinette, you could go in this really light color all the way to this really nice dark purple color, and you'd have a lovely piece. Lyceum. Nice little top. Look at that drape. One of my personal favorites, because I love all things bat wing or dolman sleeves. Look at this fun piece. Again, super simple, nice boat neck sleeve or boat neck sleeves. I don't know what those are. Again, you've got this center seam. Oh, should I tell you what the name is? This is called Anna. And that's with one A. This has a really interesting construction. Oh, but let me finish my one thought. These kind of exposed seams and seams down the center, not only are most of the time they functional, sometimes they're decorative. This one is actually functional. It is seamed, it is worked one half and then the other half is worked. So this one is definitely a functional seam, but they made it decorative. They've been around for a while and I foresee them being around for a while. I think center seams like that are kind of timeless in that sense. They feel kind of modern and new, but actually you'll see them around and they're nice. And I think they work for kind of classic cozy pieces like this. So what I was saying, the interesting construction is how they make it. You start with, I believe they call it a shoulder strap. But essentially what it is you've got this tiny little strip. You can see down the middle there. You knit this strip and then you pick up stitches and you knit them in portions down from that strip. And then you're going to seam it in the front and back. And then knit your collar. But I love it because it's got this great swishy, big old comfy sleeve. I love that part. And of course, one way if you wanted to modify it, because it's probably going to hit about 3/4, but you could easily extend this ribbing and even tighten it up if you wanted to make it almost kind of ballooned and have it come a little closer down your arm. I think that would be fun too. Very casual, but still nice. I think the drape of it can make it look very elegant, especially if you've got it in a darker color. I like this one. This might be my favorite one. Actually, this is my favorite one. I love this one. This is the Anna. So nice. And it was cute because there is a note on here that says, note, purl side is outside. It is done in reverse stockinette. That is intentional. It is not inside out. It is reverse stockinette on purpose. So I think as it's constructed, you probably, if you're just not a fan of reverse stockinette, you could probably seam it together or knit it in such a way that is, and my hat, please, that it is stockinette, standard stockinette on the outside, if you prefer. Now let's go to the accessories. Alfajor. This is a hat, a very cute little hat. Really like this one. It's just one skein. It's a slouchy little thing because again, we're playing with that natural drape and stretch of alpaca and cotton. But look at that cute little stitch. Got all these airy little holes so you can vent your noggin in the summer and still look adorable. Love this piece. And it's gathered in the top. So it's got kind of a slouchy little beret look. I'm gonna wear it. It's gonna sloop over like that. Super cute. Alfajor. You'll probably want to do this in a lighter color. You don't want to get too dark because you'll lose some of this patterning. You would still see the eyelets, obviously, because they're pretty substantial. But if you really want to show off that kind of nice diamond patterning, you'll want to stick with a lighter color.
You said that was one skein?
One skein, yes. One skein.
Cute.
Yeah, this is a fun pattern. Two skeins, truffa. I think this is beautiful. This has a very nice lace section on this little shawlette. Look at that. I think this pattern is called Frost Flowers, if I'm correct. You can kind of see it, yeah, against that mannequin. It's a very classic lace pattern, Frost Flowers. Simple. We're going to have a top-down crescent construction. So you're going to be increasing on the sides and with your lace pattern on the edges. Two skeins. Beautiful, romantic, simple. So it'll be a nice little easy shoulder cover. You could very easily kind of tighten it up a bit, do a bit of more of a bandana where you're really just kind of showcasing that lovely lace work that you spent all that care knitting. Cute. So again, these light little drapey pieces, perfect for summer, evenings, spring stuff, going into fall. These are nice pieces. Oh,
The piece is just beautiful.
true. Yeah, I really like this piece. I think this is lovely. Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and do the last knit piece. This one has kits. This was fun to do kits with. So your straightforward, easy TV knitting. Everybody loves a good go-to triangle shawl. This is your go-to triangle shawl that you get to play with colors with. What I think is fun and interesting about this one, so you're doing stripes, but instead of just doing plain boring stripes, you're also striping stockinette with garter. So that contrast color, that color pop, is really quite literally going to pop out of your work. You're going to have a nice little garter ridge. So you've got some interesting three-dimensionality going on here with a nice, fun, easygoing knit. You know, classic triangle. It's a nice size, so you easily cover your back and shoulders. Again, you can do that carefree little kerchief style. I like that. And you get more of your pop of your accent color. This is, yeah, 2 skeins of each color, total of 4 skeins. That's what's going to give you that nice size. You could easily modify this if you do want just a little kerchief. 1 skein of each color, just knit until you run out of yarn. It's obviously going to be much shorter, but I think you'd still have a decent little neck scarf because this is still pretty substantial.
Bill, did you say what the name of that one is?
Well, I'm going to show everybody our kits, but this is the shadow shawl.
It is a chicken.
Shawl. And I'm going to pull up the kits that we made for it.
And there is another knit shawl kit that we have in the shop. I don't think we have. Oh yeah, we may have. Yeah, we have one in the shop. The Otter Cove Shawlette.
Yes, I have a couple other ones
Okay.
that are just in the store
Great.
that I was going to show too. But I'm showing all the new stuff first. It's exciting stuff. So here's the shadow shawl. Here are our kits. So 2 skeins of each color. It is a free pattern if you'd like to, and because this is a triangle, you could make it with any of the other Manos yarns or any other yarn in the shop that you'd like. Because you can knit a triangle until you like the size and then you stop. So it's really nice. So if your favorite yarn is Alegria or maybe Maxima, you can make this shawl with that. So this is the model color. For the kits I put together, I went after their initial idea, which was to have, this is kind of your background stockinette color is the variegated color. And then a solid color that contrasts is going to be your little pop. So that's the model color. Oh, yes. And then the names of all of these are shadow in various languages from around the world. Sombra.
That's really creative.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I had fun with it. So we've got, this is a nice warm one. So again, this is going to be your stockinette background. This is going to be your little color pop ridges and the band along the edge. Ombre. So here's, so I tried to go for some not, really harsh, high contrast, but I wanted them to complement but stand out from each other. Kage, Japanese. I thought this one was kind of a little dramatic. I kind of liked it. It made me think of deep, dark bamboo forests. Skuggi. I have no idea if I'm saying that right. It's, I think, Swedish or Icelandic. So you've got this one's going to be a light pop against the darker background. saya. I believe that is Hindi. So I went this fun color pop, and it's slightly toned down, but picks up these colors. Is that gondola? I want to say that's gondola. Kabuli. And Anino. I like this one. That one's gondola. Yeah, I like this combo too. This is a very deep, dark, kind of mysterious purple. It's a complex purple. It's really fun color. That's a Nino. Okay. So that's the shadow shawl kits. Then crochet. We had 2 crochet pieces this time. I was so excited. Crochet, and I think they're gorgeous. Well, this one's gorgeous. The other one's a little more fun than perhaps strictly gorgeous, but they're very nice. So here we've got kind of that classic pineapple, but in this thinner yarn, in this drapey yarn. It's just really fun and elegant, and you've got a nice big swath of it. I think that's really cool. And so you've got this warm, cozy bit where it's a bit more solid, but not totally solid, so it's still interesting. So you've got that to cover your shoulders and actually provide some warmth and coziness. And then you've just got this dramatic front, which I think is so cool. And that's just going to drape over your arms as you wear it. You can extravagantly throw it over your shoulder. Beautiful. Love this one. Pineapples look complicated. They're really not. So much of this is just chains and simple stitches. Very doable. And of course, this in the back is just chains and double crochets. Really nice pattern. You work this one from the center out so that your ends match up when they're going the same direction. I really like this piece. And I think the color of it will change the drama and the feel of it a lot too. This is called the Pensdale. And it is 5 skeins. I know it never quite wants to focus. Sorry.
I'm also trying to type the names of the patterns into the chat.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. This is just a super, I think part of it is the color. I think the color is so fun. This is a great yellow. Very simple, straightforward, cute little cowl. This is called the, oh, you're going to want to see this. Tembatari, because no one's going to know instantly how to spell that one. And I'm assuming I'm pronouncing it correctly. Tembatari. This is 3 skeins. It is a crochet mesh stitch. Again, not complicated. Oh, you can see that's the seam, or that's where you join your rounds. You're going to work this in the round, and you've got this kind of honeycomb effect, this mesh effect, light and airy, drapey. I love these long cowls because you can wear them down for this extravagant pop of color, or pull it over your shoulders more and keep you warm. Look how cute that is. Drape it over your shoulder, or double it up, and you've got a nice little close cowl. And because it's this mesh fabric, it's not going to feel too bulky. It's not going to bunch up too much. You've still got a lot of air in there and a lot of drape and movement. I really like that piece. It's simple, but it's effective.
I'm so impressed with the drape on all of these pieces.
It's that Serena, yeah.
Pieces.
Yeah, even with this, I mean, mesh stitches in crochet are not, they're not drapey. Getting kind of warm. They are, they're kind of dense, you know, they're not lightweight and easy. They're kind of dense in these senses. You know, you're crocheting over chain stitches. So it's not that this is, you know, this has some substantial fabric in there. So, but even with that, the drape and the compactness of it, you know, it's still super squishy because it's that alpaca and cotton. So it's really nice. This is also, these are the kind of accessories where, you know, you do it in this fun yellow. You do it in this fabulous new red. This is a new color for them. It's called Rouge. I love this color. And so you can do that fun pop of color. This is a simple enough pattern. You could very easily do it in one of these space dyed colors as well, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I think so, you know, pick that wild color that maybe you don't want to wear as a full t-shirt, but you can have that accessory that claims your love of lavender or fuchsia. Go for it. Move this aside. Let's do, so we were talking about some of the other kits we have. This is a pattern. This is a pattern created by Chris. It is the Otter Cove Shawlette.
Yay, Chris.
Yeah, yay, Chris. We have some kits for these. As always, you can choose your own adventure if you want. This is a crescent that is knit from the bottom up, and it utilizes short rows, but the simplest form of short rows you could ever do. So do not be scared by the short rows. Very nice, simple textured stitches on the top and bottom. Easygoing stockinette in the middle where you're doing your short rows, so you don't have to worry about complex things. And this is just a nice little moss stitch up here, or a tiny checkerboard, I can't remember. And we have kits for these, and this is called the Otter Cove Shawlette. Technically it's version 2. We did a version 1 in another yarn. This one was done in the Serena. Lightweight, drapey. You're going to wrap it around your neck a few times. It's one of those little scarflets. It's cute and fun, light and airy. And yeah, we like to play with, you've got a solid color on the top, solid color on the bottom. And ideally you're drawing inspiration for your solid colors from your middle variegated color. This is a classic. It is a Manos pattern. It's been around a while. There we are. It is called, this is a 2-skein project. Signs of Spring. No, that's way too tiny. No one's gonna read that. Signs of Spring. It's a nice, simple cowl, but you can see you've got this really fun stitch. And it kind of makes this accordion effect. It's a nice stitch. Straightforward. Again, you know, great effect without a whole lot of effort. We like that easy knitting that impresses everybody. And so, as you can see, even with that little more complex stitch pattern, it still looks great in a stockinette. Probably just needs a good blocking, and you'll get to see that more. I think it's squished up over the years. But you can still, even with that variegated color, you've got that nice movement of that pattern. Yeah, you can see it there. That's nice. So that's Signs of Spring. Kalza is a dramatic piece that is really fun. Oh yeah, again, you're not going to see that. Kalza, it is a 5-skein piece. There are a few things that are neat about this. One, it is substantial. Look at that. So you've got this beautiful, generous, dramatic wrap with a boo-boo in it. Uh-oh. These are short rows as well. And you're doing it in an asymmetrical pattern. So you can see it kind of goes off real long on this end. It's a little thicker at this end. And more importantly, you've got this fun cable edging that you make as you go. So it's really nice. When you're done, you're done. And this is a simple cable, but it adds a lot to the piece. And because, you know, the rest of it is garter stitch. So you don't have to worry about it curling. It's going to just lay flat right off the needles. and drape beautifully. It's kind of done on a little open, some larger needles. So you've got all this bounce and wiggle and drape. And so it's substantial, but it's not going to weigh you down because it's got some breathing and some lightweight. Gosh, this thing's huge. Roar. Like the Calza.
You know, it's sitting here watching it, I'm impressed at how well those pieces have held up. The Calza has been in the shop for years.
Right? Yeah.
It still looks good.
It still looks good. Like I said, I think there's that one little bit that might be a boo-boo right now, but that's it. Also, I should note the little cable is the same on the front as the back. So you don't have, there's no back side, there's no front side. So when you've got it wrapped around you, dramatic and beautiful and cozy, you don't have to worry about which end is sticking out. Gosh, even like that, you can wrap it all around, or you can have a tail end draping down. Because it's so substantial, there's a lot you can do with this piece as far as wrapping it around, tucking it in. This is not elegantly done, but I think you get the idea. You've got a lot to work with, and it's drapey and beautiful and cozy.
You know, and you made the point, this is such a unique yarn. Lisa, the head of Fairmount Fibers, who's the US distributor, loves this yarn. She actually helped design this yarn with Manos. And and it's so stable that, again, that piece has been around for years. It hasn't grown. If that was most alpaca yarns, we could probably cover the store in it at this point.
Right. So that's that addition of the cotton, right? So a lot of people think, and to some extent, cotton grows a little bit. It can shrink a little bit, but then like once it does, then it's done. It is still a stable, strong fiber. And so with the alpaca that wants to just, keeps stretching and shedding, the cotton gives it some extra durability and strength. Again, not this row, not this row, these rows. So yeah, you've got quite a selection of our variegated colors. Because it's that cotton and alpaca, they're I wouldn't say they're muted, but they're not super intense. They're kind of nice casual colors. Not to speak down of them, I don't think casual is a bad word, but they're just nice colors. And then you've got all of these great solid colors. Mix and match for all of your projects.
What's that pretty sort of pinky coral color? Right up here. Well, there you go. Yeah. What color is that?
This is one of their newer colors. It's Bacata. Yes, Bacata. And yes, it's this is a color across several of their lines. It is a newer one. And yeah, it is a beautiful pinky coral color. Got some ever so slight peachy tones, but I think I'd still label it as a pinky color rather than a peachy color. And as with all their solids, quote unquote solids, they're semi-solids, they're tonal. You're gonna have some variation in. Yeah. So that's all my samples. And that's all our shop models. I think that's it. Any questions? Would you like me to show you the patterns on the website? You want to see the kits again? I'm open for business.
I have a question.
Yes.
When
Hello,
you-
Elizabeth.
Hi. When you say kits,
Yes.
I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyway. Does one have to buy the kit, or can I just buy the pattern?
You can most definitely just buy the pattern. You can buy just the pattern. You can buy the pattern and choose your own colors for it. You can call us up and ask us for help for choosing colors for it. Or yes, just get the pattern all by itself.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no limit to that. Especially since most of them, well, I think all of our Manos patterns now are digital downloads. So be they free or paid patterns, you will get them instantly once you process your order. So that's kind of fun. Instant gratification.
Okay, because I wrote down several patterns that I think I already have yarn that I can use.
Yes, and then yes, we have all the patterns on the website by themselves. Let's go back to this screen. So if you're on our website, we're gonna go to kits. Or actually you can go to extras, or we're gonna go to patterns. And here's all our patterns. If you want to narrow it down, because like, oh, we just watched that trunks show that was all about Serena, and we do know the alphabet order. So we go down to where S's are and we click on Serena. Here are all of our Serena patterns.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah. And so here they'll tell you, so these are digital downloads. So you will get these instantly as soon as you process your order. I'm not sure why this one is sold out. We will fix that. Oh, this is the other piece that I was going to bring in that apparently disappeared somewhere. I think she said in Wisconsin, sadly. She likened it to Lyceum as far as type and construction, and they are similar. It's just another really nice long tunic piece. I liked this one. Still worthy of taking a peek at. Here you can see more of that beautiful pineapple pattern. And then, yeah, so look, there's an extra one. And here's the Calza. So here's the ones that we have in the shop. And there's that cute pattern. Chris's patterns will be for like the Otter Cove Shawlette. They're going to be in other places. Although, did I pass the Otter Cove Shawlette? Should have been in there. Anyway. So yeah, patterns and books.
Oh, Bill, what was the name of the one that shows it's out of stock? I think I'll be able to fix that right now.
Oh, fabulous. It was the Salinak, I believe. Oh, look. Sold out.
ALAIG.
So I liked this one. This has more of a squared collar or neckline, I should say. Again, you've got these nice, really simple details. This one is longer, more of a tunic piece, A-lined. Yeah, very easy. Held single strand. I liked it. A nice go-to casual piece.
So reload that page. I bet it will say it's available now.
Oh, all right. Let's see. Aha, you can get it like magic. All right.
And the other piece, and this is the behind the scenes thing, add the Serena tag to Chris's, the Otter Cove Shawlette pattern, and then that should show up on that list as well.
Perfect. I will do that. So yeah, so there's all of our monthly Manos for June. We're already in June, which seems wild. Serena, it's gonna take us very stylishly and casually and comfortably into summer. These are beautiful pieces. So yeah, any questions? Any more questions, I should say? Thank you for joining us again for our monthly Manos presentation. Super excited about all these pieces. If you're lucky enough to live local, come on into the shop. You can see them, you can fondle them. We've got them here for the whole month. Of course, our pieces we have year round, which is really nice. Yeah, come on down.
Great job.